Hey guys, how are you? This is jpsarrireviews. I'm trying to set this up and make sure that we're doing everything correctly. But I want to say to all of you, whoever is watching this, thank you for the support. Thank you for watching this channel and being supportive of this channel. This is my first live chat, so I don't know how good it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be anybody's going to watch, so we'll see. But just hanging out and to talk about everything that has been happening pretty much all around. There's a lot of stuff happening in the world of entertainment, in the world of comics, and a lot of cool stuff and some stuff not so cool, but we're gonna try to see some of that stuff today. And let me know if you're watching this, whoever is watching this. Hey Gustavo, how you doing, sir? Welcome. Hello from Portugal. So I'm sure it's late over in Portugal, but welcome. Thank you for your support, Gustavo. How you doing over there? How is the weather in Portugal? How things are going over there with the COVID-19? Yeah, over here it's been a bit of a mess, of course, here in the United States. I hope you're doing fine over there. I know everywhere it's been just hectic and crazy, but here's been really crazy. But let's see. But thank you, Gustavo, for tuning in. And any plans for the weekend? Anything that I don't know exactly. I gotta be honest with you. I really don't know what to talk about today. I'm always have something to talk about, but I really don't know what we need to talk about today. We have things that, for example, we have to talk about the PS5. For those who love gaming, the craziness of the PS5, and of course the Xbox One Series X. I think that's what it's called. So that's something I want to talk tonight. Okay, you're going now back to a softer lockdown. We are in the same spot here. We're in this part of the United States. I live in the South. So we were into a certain level of lockdown. Everything all right? Yes, over here is the same. But we were for a minute. Things were a bit kind of rough. Couldn't do much. But now, the movie theaters are opening again. But a lot of people are not showing up. Restaurants, a lot of restaurants haven't opened up yet, but some restaurants are primarily anything that has to be with, pickup and stuff like that. They're doing that, but for the most part, everything has been closed. But it seems now things are getting back to normal. More people. I live in an area where there's a lot of tourism, so you get tourists regardless. So I'm glad that everything is going back to normal. Hopefully, by the end of this year, we can all have some good holidays. At least some. Because I'm really looking forward for the holidays. Really looking forward for pretty much after Thanksgiving here in the United States and moving forward and until Christmas and New Year's. Definitely this year has been crazy. But thank you, Gustavo. I appreciate that you take the time and to watch. And definitely there's a lot to talk about. But waiting for somebody else. Any questions? Anything you want to talk about, Gustavo, today? Anything that I don't know, anything that comes to mind that we can really discuss it? There's a couple of things we can go to different websites. We can talk about collectibles. We can talk about comics. This week has been interesting with everything. I haven't really had a time to do some of the videos for some of the collectibles that came out this week. But next week I'm gonna have more videos in regards to that. There's a couple of things that I'm interested on. Let me know what we can start with. We start with that. Yeah, I would say with the U.S., it's been dependent on where you're from or where you live. Like in some state, I know some areas still everything is they have like a tighter lockdown. Like in California and New York, they have really more restrictions. And of course, we had a lot of cases of COVID-19, and it has to do a lot with pretty much the government didn't really do much at the beginning of it. But man, it was a little messed up for a while. And of course, now we have to follow the guidelines. I go to work. I do have a job, like a part-time job, so I go there, and people have to follow certain restrictions, certain rules. But yeah, it got kind of messy. And of course, this is a big country. I like to collect omnibuses, but also play my PS4, so it's up to you. Oh, cool. Well, let's talk about comics. I haven't really been collecting omnibuses lately. Because I was pretty much on the process. Well, because I started doing this kind of full time, working with this for a while, so I didn't really have much money to really kind of throw at getting omnibuses. But I want to get back into, I want to get back some. I want to start reviewing again. I've been doing a lot of collectible stuff, but it's not everything I want to do. I want to talk about comics. Yeah, it's just like right now. We can talk about certain things. Let's see, we can just go someplace and talk about what's coming and what I recommend. That's actually a nice idea. So let's do that. Let's go to. Let me see if I can do this. Let me go to Amazon and see what's coming. And we're going to see. Let's do that. I'm in the Amazon pretty much website, and we're gonna look at Marvel omnibuses, for example. See what it says right there. Omnibus. And let's see what's coming. Sort by feature. Let's do newest arrival and see what's coming. This is one, I don't know if you have, but the Spider-Man by Roger Stern, that's one that I do highly recommend. In my opinion, it's one of the best runs of Spider-Man. I need to get that one. I didn't get it previously. This supposedly is scheduled for April 27 of next year. This is, of course, the second printing, and I do highly recommend this one. And I'm going to also get it myself, and I need to review it. So it's going to be until next year. But that, in my opinion, it's a must-have. I should have get it when it was available for cheap, but I didn't do it. Now I know there is the Defenders Omnibus Volume 1. This is one that I recommend. Love the Defenders. We have the Thunderbolts actually coming in April next year. I would say that with the Thunderbolts, I was, I kind of like it. I wouldn't say that I was too crazy for the Thunderbolts, although it was fun. There was a lot of fun stories in there, but this is Volume 1. So I know it's going to be good. X-Men Inferno Omnibus, that's a must in my opinion. Avengers The Gathering Omnibus. Normally during that time of the Avengers, I was kind of paying attention, but I wasn't much. But that's an interesting one. I personally, I don't have to have everything. They doing the Captain America by Jack Kirby Omnibus. That's, I think, a reprint. So that's pretty cool. That's also next year. Everything is happening next year. They got the Conan the Barbarian, the original Marvel years. This is Volume 5. And they're reprinting now the Golden Age Captain America Omnibus. I reviewed this one. If you're into Golden Age stuff, it is definitely a must-have. Of course, they got the Chris Claremont and Jim Lee. That's a reprint. I highly recommend it for those who are in love with it. With in this case, Jim Lee. This is definitely a must. I reviewed this one a long time ago. And what else they have? They have some other stuff. Star Wars Dr. Aphra Omnibus. That's a good one. Spider-Man by Todd McFarlane, the complete collection. That's going to be a paperback. And of course, you got the Epic Collections, the Proteus, X-Men Epic. Oh, this is, I think, available now. And Jonathan Hickman. This stuff, I think, is just stuff that I already have. But that stuff, what's coming, in my opinion, that's pretty good. A lot of Epic Collections. The Eternals, the complete collection. What If? And Star Wars, that Legends Epic Collection, Legacy Volume 3. I do recommend that one's pretty good. So that's for Marvel. Now let's see. Ooh. I think I'm looking at my stuff here. But let me go back to the chat. Is that like, okay? Definitely, big countries are harder to control, and US being the greatest in terms of economics, things get worse. And really looking forward for this omnibus. I'm gonna read it. Those early 70s do not match my reading, unfortunately. I understand. Lots of things were postponed for next year. Yep. What about your favorite reprints? I would say with the reprints. Well, I think the things that I miss, there's a couple of things that I miss, but mainly a lot of older stuff that I would love for that to be reprinted. I like the new stuff. I don't know, man. There's so much stuff that I would love to see in certain ways in omnibus format. There are a couple of things that were canceled. For example, I was looking forward to the Superman by John Byrne omnibus, but then they did the smaller version. That to me, that was a disappointment. But from the stuff that is there, the stuff that we are seeing now, I would say that I'm looking at this stuff right now. I'm sorry if I'm rambling a little bit, but I'm going through this stuff. I think for the stuff that I'm looking at, that I really think that it's a must. For me, that will be the Roger Stern. That's something that I personally would love to see again. Now, that Aliens Omnibus, Volume 1, that looks interesting as well. That's from Dark Horse Comics. But definitely the Defenders. Thunderbolts had some good stories, but I think X-Men Inferno, that would be something that I definitely will look into it. Captain America by Jack Kirby, that would be another one. Now, let's see what the DC Omnibus. Let me go there. And we're going to look at the newest arrivals. And well, what do you must expect? Dude, why a hardcover when you can do a 3D Omnibus? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what was the idea. Particularly, now we're talking about Superman. If I like Aliens, yes. Well, if you like, I love what Dark Horse Comics did with Aliens and also with the Terminator. They did a lot of good comics back in the 90s. They were doing a lot of great stuff in the kind of late 80s, early 90s. I recommend it. Unfortunately, I think Aliens recently, Dark Horse lost the license of Aliens. They lost the license of Terminator. Of course, everything kind of was part of Fox and stuff. You know, of course, now it's purchased by Disney. So it was a matter of time. So Marvel is going to get those, and you're going to see probably reprints of those through Marvel. I would love to see the omnibuses from Marvel instead of from Dark Horse Comics, because they really don't do, the omnibuses they do are small and, in size. So definitely it would be nice if Marvel reprints the same way that they're doing a lot of stuff for Conan and they do a lot of stuff for Star Wars, because of Dark Horse Comics lost the license. So a lot of the stuff that they produce now, that Dark Horse could produce, now Marvel is reproducing or reprinting, with in omnibus format, epic collection. So all of that stuff that actually for years was printed in so many different collections by Dark Horse Comics, they're now, of course, into omnibus collections, which in my opinion is better. I love the omnibuses. I love the format. It's not for everyone. A lot of people don't like the format, but I personally do. I think it's a great format, primarily because I really not a type. I gotta be honest with you. I do not read from my books. I read digitally. I have a lot of all these collections. I have it digitally. I buy a lot of stuff through Comixology. I buy a lot of stuff through the different apps. The Horse app. I get all this stuff and I read it on my tablet. I prefer to do that on a personal level, but I like to collect the books. And softcovers is something that I used to collect. I don't collect that anymore. I love the omnibuses because I think it's the most premium way to keep those things. These collections that I grew up with, reading throughout the years. So I don't collect everything. I collect only the books of the stories that I care about. So that's one of the reasons why I'm very picky about a lot of stuff that I collect. Yeah, I love the omnibus format. I think it's the most premium format to carry. I think it's the best format for books. I know other people like to read directly from that. I know omnibuses can be tedious to read, but I really don't read them much because I read them digitally. But once in a while, I just like to grab a book and just open in the pages. If I want to I don't want to just go to my computer, to my tablet, look for something, which is fast too. But I sometimes just like to glance through the book. I don't know, it's just something about it that I really like. I'm a big fan of the omnibus format. I think also the only bad thing of the omnibus format right now is going up in price, and it's hard to get them sometimes in price. But sometimes you can go to different sites where you can find them for really good prices once they come out. I don't pre-order it. I just wait until they come out, and I think it's a good format. But let's say we can see what DC it's cooking. Cooking, yes, because that's the way they do certain things. So I'm here at Amazon. I'm gonna look at the stuff that is coming. They're gonna have the Phantom Stranger Omnibus. This is an all stuff for sure. I'm interested. Well, they have the Eternals by Jack Kirby, the complete collection, and that's an interesting collection. But I don't see the World Finest Guardians of Earth. I think you can. This is the Kindle Comixology. You can find it there. I do have that collection. Now, Batman: The Golden Age Omnibus Volume 9. That's collection is super large. They got Superman by Peter Tomasi and Patrick Gleason. I think that's a good one. That's coming out also in May. The new Teen Titans Volume 6. That's an interesting. Definitely, that's a good one. That's one that I want to say. I didn't get the new Teen Titans, the collection. I do have all the digital collection, but I need to get the in this case the book so I can review them. Now, Flashpoint is very good. They're gonna have the 10th anniversary omnibus. Hopefully, it doesn't get canceled. Wonder Woman: The Golden Age Omnibus Volume 5. Now, Batman: A Death in the Family, the deluxe edition. That's good. The art, of course, of Jim Aparo. I love that. So definitely, I love that collection. The Who's Who Omnibus Volume 1. A lot of people talking about it, but of course, this is older stuff. Now, Justice League of America: The Winning of the Atom and Jim Loring. Batman: The Golden Age Volume 6. So this is Kindle Comixology. And the Swamp Thing, the Bronze Age Batman, the animated series. That's the Phantom City Creative Collection. That's pretty good. So let's see here what else they have. I don't know. They don't have it as good this time. Promethea, the deluxe edition book too. Oh, that's pretty good. The Year of the Villain, of course. A lot of this stuff is just digital stuff. Batwoman Omnibus. I wasn't crazy about that run with Greg Rucka, although I love Rucka's work. He does very good with like female characters. His female characters are very strong. It's very good. Superman: The Golden Age Volume 7. Oh, they're gonna reprint Crisis on Infinity Earth. Well, they're gonna reprint it. They already have it. Well, in Kindle. They already did. Are they reprinting this again? No, I think it's already out. Batman Damn. Wonder Woman by John Byrne. So they got some stuff there. Not really that much stuff. I was just kind of having a quick glance. It says, I personally enjoy digital format. I really like to read the omnibus in a comfy table. First half of next year, I'm going to be bankrupted. Yeah. Too many omnibuses, it's impossible to pass. I'm looking forward to the Flashpoint omnibus. Yeah, I think it's a good one. I love Flashpoint. Sometimes I hear this comment. People say omnibuses are like, not omnibuses, I'm sorry. They talk about new comics. I was reading on Facebook page just recently. Somebody was talking about, I bought the 35th and it's in my mother's house in Brazil. Oh, okay. Well, that's a good way to do it. Ooh. I think my ice is melting. Got some Pepsi here. But, well, Pepsi or Coke, it doesn't matter. Oh, that's good. But yeah, I need to get that one, but I think it's good. Hopefully it doesn't get, like, I know the Hush, Batman Hush was supposed to have an omnibus and they just canceled that one, which is stupid. I have the deluxe, the absolute version. I love the absolute version, but if they give more stuff, more content on the omnibus, I'm all for it. I don't know, with DC, they did a lot of weird stuff the last couple of days, last couple of days, but they did a lot of weird stuff. Last couple of weeks, last month when they canceled a lot of stuff, and they've been canceling a lot of stuff. Of course, everything that has happened in the world. But I don't know. I'm just, my hopes with DC about just keeping up their word about certain things is not up there, because they can end up canceling stuff. Like they canceled the omnibus, the Superman by John Byrne omnibus, and they just kind of left the hardcover collection, so the different volumes. So I don't know. I just it's hard to really tell, but yeah, I'm thinking that yeah, Hush was canceled. It was supposed to have an omnibus this year, but they canceled it for some reason. But you never know. They might pick up the idea. Of course, we didn't know that there was a lot of internal stuff happening at DC, where they were about to fire a lot of people, and they trying to reshape the whole business. And that's what they did. You know, with the DC fandom, I talk about it on that video. Yeah, no worry. No problem. I understand what you were saying. But yeah, so they were trying to, they kind of restructuring DC. So prior to that, many stuff was canceled. Of course, they closed DC Collectibles, which is a company that I really appreciate a lot. So they closed DC Collectibles. The DC Universe app is pretty much going out the window. Everything is going to HBO Max. Some of the shows are going into other routes, other different, the CW, for example. David, Gabriel, and Omar to help. Yes, yeah, they really need some help. I don't know. The thing with DC right now is that because I think what they're doing a lot, it's they are doing a lot of stuff that has to do. They need a better, team in handling their social interaction. That would be nice if they're able to do something like that. Where actually they can really listen. The problem with DC and the problem with Marvel, with all these big companies, is that they have so many people. Like they put people in charge that they have no experience with the comics world. That like the new person that is the head of DC, or the one they're handling a lot of DC. Some of the people there, they just come from a background of like gaming, for example. They manage companies in gaming, like stuff like that. As much as I love gaming, I'm a big gamer. I think gaming is a totally different world from the comics world. So you need people that understand comics and understand the mindset of the comic book reader and the comic book collector. In comparison to the, in this case, from the gaming world. So the problem is that right now everything, all this fandom that we have going on, everything is kind of mixed together. Like gaming has become such a powerhouse. Everybody's talking about games nowadays. So comics have become kind of secondary. Although they're selling a lot of comics, they're selling a lot of collections, hardcover collections. That's primarily where the money is going. People are investing on that. So the local comic book shops are suffering. People are not buying floppies. They're not buying single issues. They're going for the collections. And that really limits also, because what happened is that you have people that are our age, people are older, that are really getting into these collections primarily because they grew up with those comics in the past. But you don't have new young, you have young people, and the young people are playing Fortnite. So that's something that is just a challenge for this case, for DC or for Marvel. Yeah, it is. Games and movies, and that's why we're gonna see more and more. You're gonna see comics that are linked with the movies, and everything is kind of in the same universe, and video games. And I don't have a problem. I can play video games. I love the movies. I enjoy all these films and TV shows, but I still want for comics to be at least relevant, or at least have that attention, because at the end of the day, the ideas for the movies and the video games, they started with the comic books. Yeah, we can. That's right. I don't think that blaming the industry or blaming the people that are working in the industry for these decisions is going to be helpful at all. And I feel that sometimes people go into this rant where they're just complaining about the comics world. Oh, the people at DC, the people at that. But at the same time, as a business, you had to adapt, and as the comic world adapted over the years, since the beginning, when Stan Lee and all these people, they adapted. There were different seasons for superheroes. There were Western comics. There were different comics. They were always adapting to what people wanted. I think, the idea was always to kind of create these worlds and these franchises and really, expand them and make them bigger. And, now it's moving in a different direction. I love video games. I love game story. I love the stories and games where I can see an expansion of these heroes. Correct. Yeah, I think so. I think that comics still are bad. The problem with a lot of times is people say, well, comics are dying. And the truth of the matter is that they're not dying. Some comics are. Perhaps the superhero genre is not as strong as it used to be. But there are a lot of comics today that are really creating great stories. You know, there are a lot of good writers. There's a lot of good stories. And many of these stories are seeing now a movement into the TV shows or into movies. For example, we saw, Bloodshot. Bloodshot came out in the 90s. It's a comic that was from Vibalion for many years. Now it's so that we saw The Old Guard. I reviewed that. The Old Guard on Netflix. That's also another newer comic book by Rocca. There's so many comics that are seeing now adaptations, and they're not really superhero comic books. Now you see, what was that in Amazon? I just forgot. The Boys, for example. The Boys, another comic book adaptation. It's being praised. As I'm been watching it. So I feel that there's a lot ideas that come out from the books, and I feel when they adapt those ideas into this, that's where you see the expansion. Even with video games, for example, you see with a lot of the Star Wars stuff that we are seeing now in video games, so the games that we're playing, a lot of those ideas started in the expanded universe of Star Wars and the comics that had nothing to do with the movies. And they were ideas that were expanded into the books. Star Wars Comics was involved into creating many of the stories. And some of those ideas have been taken into the newer, trilogy of movies. People are not fans of it. I like him, but some people don't. I understand. But we have seen that all that influence into pretty much the cartoons, the animation. We have seen that in the video games because they take those ideas and they expand those ideas. So yeah, I do believe that there's still a place for comics. Allow writers to be creative and not limited. And I think a lot of ideas can come out. There's a lot of indie comics right now that are fabulous. Yeah, I think, I gotta be honest with you. I'm not a fan of the Boys comic book. I have read them all. I gotta be honest, because I'm the type of person that I can be, even if I don't like something, I don't like to look stupid by telling you, hey, I don't like it, but I never read it. I do read a lot of stuff. It's something that I do every day. I read comics. I always looking for new things to read. So I have read The Boys, all the different issues. I have read them digitally through Comixology. I've never been a fan. But at the same time, I recognize that the show is an adaptation that has taken it very seriously, and it's something different. And it's good that we don't have the same cookie cutter type of heroes in TV or in movies. There's space for everything, but you don't want to have a Captain America, like 10 versions of Captain America. You want to have other stories for different audiences, whether it's for children. Also, you want to have something for a mature audience as well. Yeah, I think so. The problem is that when you have a company, this is the thing, people don't see it like that. That companies, they have to be run by business people. And the problem with a lot of creators, a lot of people that are involved into the process of writing and creating an artist, they're not business people. They're not business-like. Their mind is just to be creative. As when you're an artist, your purpose is just to create art. And you need people that are running those ideas and really creating a business. And sometimes many artists that I know, many writers and many artists, and even sculptors in the collectible world, they're not really business savvy. So you need people that run that. The problem is how you balance that, where actually artists are doing their work, but other people are running the business. The problem is that there's a disbalance. Sometimes artists running companies, they don't know how to run it, and that's how they mess them up. So sometimes the corporations have to bring people from the outside to really lead, and they don't know anything about the art, but they just know how to run a business. So it becomes a challenge in itself, where there's so many hands on the pie, but not necessarily the right hands making those decisions. So it's always a mess, of course. Yeah, I think so. I think that there's a lot of things. I think I was looking at numbers. I don't know if we can find that, but I was looking at certain numbers where actually it shows that comics are doing well financially. Even though people say that they're not doing well, the single issues are not doing well. The comic book shops by themselves are not doing well. Digital is doing better than the comic book shops. But what is doing great is the collections. So that's the reason you're gonna see an emphasis, from the next year. Like you said, we're gonna be broke if we want to get into everything, because you're gonna see more and more omnibuses. You're gonna see more and more hardcover collection, epic collections. They're gonna be reprinting a lot of stuff. Some stuff are only gonna be digital, or they're gonna have floppies, but then it's gonna go into collections, because that's what people want. And to be honest with you, we live in the binge watching society. We love to binge watch things. So I think that's the same thing with books. I'm no longer the type of person that love to get one single issue and read it every 2 weeks, or once a month, or every 2 months when it comes out. I want to have everything together in one book, and I can read it all at once. So I think that we're going to see more of those collections all together. Yes, you need that. You need people that know how to run a business, but also they understand the market. And I think finding the right people to do it, that's the tricky thing. You need somebody that knows that. The problem is this, and another thing I can say, that you need somebody that really knows. Like for example, this is one thing that I see with DC. I'm going to use this example. I noticed that DC is trying to appeal more to the younger crowd. And they've been doing that for a while. They do it because the people that are running the company in many ways are young. And that kind of pretty much alienates the older crowd, or the people that have been supportive of the comics. What we need is somebody that also not only understands the old crowd, but also understands the young crowd. Someone that is in between. Someone that understands both, that knows how to communicate with the crowd, not only just to appeal to the young crowd, but also to the people that are there and that have been supporting this market for a long time. And they're the ones that are going to continue supporting the market. And you need somebody that really has knowledge of the industry, but also has a good relationship with the artist, has a relationship with the fan base, and really knows how to appeal to them on a personal level. So this is not an easy thing to find, because then they bring people that have no experience with that, and that's what really messes things up. Yeah, true. And I think what they're doing is that eventually, and that's something people are fearing, and we're going to get to that at some point. I don't know if it's going to happen. It's not going to happen now, soon, but I know that at some point, you're going to see a lot of collections going, or a lot of comics going into the digital route. And that's what, for example, DC has been doing, that now they're not only releasing floppies or the single issues physically, they're also releasing them digitally. They're doing both. And it's going to come to a point that they're going to stop with the physical, and it's only going to be the digital part. And then, of course, they're going to sell you the collections physically. It's something that, even though we might not see in the next couple of years, is going to happen eventually. And more you can see the pretty much the writing on the wall that that's where things are heading. It's kind of like, for example, what the PS5 that just came out and the Xbox Series X. You have the in this case, the one that you can put this on, or you can have the digital version. So they came out and put it at the same time. And of course, they tell you it's going to be $100 cheaper just to get the digital version. So some people, in order to save money, they go for the digital version. Although there is also a physical version, so people can choose between one or the other. Now they're telling you that it's going to be $100, but this drive, that's all it is. But it's going to come to a point where everything is going to be digital. And to be honest with you, I get into the point with my game systems where I'm getting more and more into digital, because sometimes they get a lot of sales. They're coming cheaper. I'm a physical person, but at the same time, I feel like it's easier sometimes to get the digital version. So little by little, what companies are doing is they're pushing the digital version to you, the digital format, to a point where it's the only option. Or it's the option that is, in this case, the one is cheaper or is better or most affordable. Some people are going for that. So I believe that that's going to happen with comics as well. And it's happening already. Right now with the pandemic, some of the stuff was not coming out. Some of the single issues were not coming out physically because, of course, the comic book shops were closed, but they were coming out digitally. So yeah, you can see that pretty much things are heading that way little by little. Yeah, I think I don't know. It's different, I think it has to do also with, it's a generational thing. I'm sorry for the word. It's something that has to do with our generations. the new generations of readers, new people nowadays, they're more accustomed to read on a tablet. For example, my nephew, he hates books. Sometimes we have him reading books. We want him to read, but you give him a tablet, and he loves that. And I think this is the part where I feel that this younger generation are less inclined to have physical things. They're more inclined to see things digitally. So I think the way the comics are going to be in the future, it might not happen now. Don't tell me that it's not gonna happen tomorrow, but it's gonna come to a place where people are going to be reading stuff from the tablet. And we're talking about these kids that are gonna grow up and they're gonna become customers. They're the ones that already kind of love Captain America because they watch the cartoons of the Hulk and all that. So they're trying to converting them into comic book readers, but they do it digitally. So I do believe that that's what the future is going to be. I might like it or dislike it. I gotta be honest with you. I am not against it. I'm also not in favor. I'm pretty much on the sidelines with it. I'm okay with it. I understand it for many, many reasons. At the same time, I do believe that, like how much, paper can you waste? I do believe that it comes to a point in life where can you have it all? And I do believe that sometimes people want to have it all and do have the space to have every single omnibus, every single collection. So that's the reason why I'm picky about some things that I choose. Some things if I have thousands and thousands and thousands of comics that I purchase digitally, I love that. I have them all in my tablet. I can access the cloud anytime, whether it's good or bad. There of course comes with also the caveats. One of them, of course, is that you technically don't own it. Everything is in the cloud. Everything belongs to somebody else, and you just kind of have a permit for it until some of the services go out, and then you have no more access to it. And that's another problem. But at the same time, I feel that this is the only, I don't know. I just feel that digital gives me there are a lot of pros, and I'm in favor for that. But at the same time, I feel that if I want to have everything physical, then I might run into problems where I really don't have, the space for all of it. Like if you have to move to another place and you have to carry a lot of stuff, it's a big mess. So, but I'm not saying that I'm against it. I do believe, but I'm very picky. I only choose some books that I collect. Those are the ones that I care about, that I love about a lot. But I read everything else digitally. That's just the way it is. I think is that people between 25 40 have much emotional things related to comics. Yes, it's true. I think it depends on an age group, because we grew up with comics. We grew up this is the part where I feel that I'm part of the Generation X. And as part of the Generation X, like I was talking to my wife, we grew up in a time where we saw pretty much the old ways and all the new ways. We grew up in an era where there was no cell phones, but we also were the first to have cell phones. We grew up in an era where, things were different. So we're in the middle of a generation where we see the old, but also we see the new. So that age group between that, we grew up in the 80s, we grew up in the 90s, in the late 70s. So because we grew up in that era, we saw the world change in drastically for what it was or it is. I think millennials don't have the same thing. Most millennials don't, because they grew up in a more digital world. But we grew up in an analog world, and of course now we're digitally too. So it's like we've seen both things, both sides. And I think that brings some balance to us. We're not boomers. So because we're not boomers, we don't think that the old ways were the best. We saw the good about the past, but also we have seen the good on the new. So because we are in this, I think we're more balanced, I would say. In some ways, we're imbalanced in others. But I do believe that because of that, like I can see things. We grew up in an era where computers were not a thing. I grew up going and writing things, and then of course I have to learn to use computers too. So we grew up in an era where we saw a lot of things of the old and now the new thing, like tablets, phones, all that. We didn't have none of that when I was a kid. So we grew up really loving comics. Comics was something that we were. One of the things that we enjoy as a kid is for me to go to the comic book shop. In this case, the newsstands. newspaper stands and get me my comics, and I read comics. That was one thing that I love. When we went on trips, I remember with my dad, you know, he normally we will just go there and buy me comics, and on the trip, on the vehicle, I would be reading comics, you know, and go to the hotel, I'll be reading comics because that was something that we did in the summertime. So I do have a lot of memories of comics. Let's see. Travis, I like your review of the Royal Selangor pieces. I have some of my own, and they're very nice pieces, especially for Iron Man, since his suit is metal. Oh, thank you, Travis, for watching. Yeah, Royal Selangor is a good company. I know a lot of people are not crazy about pewter pieces, but man, in my opinion, pewter is one amazing material to use, and it's so very elegant and classy. So Royal Selangor is a great company. It's not for everyone. I know that. I know some people trying to compare this with the, you know, something that is the polystone. But if you want something to last forever, then you get yourself a pewter statue. And yeah, I've seen some of the stuff, like the pewter stuff. I really been looking at some of the Star Wars stuff. I really like the Falcon, the Millennium Falcon, and the X-Wing. Looks very good. So definitely the Royal Selangor. It's a company that I've been paying attention to. I'm 26 years old. I grew up without cell phone and praying for a Spider-Man figure for Christmas. Yeah, I know the feeling. Yeah, I know. It's like, you know, we grew up in a time where they didn't have none of those things. Now, you know, my nephew, he comes around and, you know, he plays Fortnite. I think he just turned 9 or 10. No, he turned 10. No, 9. He's already playing Fortnite, all that. And you know, it's like this is a different generation. I'm not saying that it's bad, because I do believe that, you know, every generation is different, but definitely they have more stuff that we didn't have as a kid. Like when I see the statues nowadays, when I see the action figures of today, I comparing to the toys that I played when I was a kid, to me is that, wow, this is very different. Now, when I was a kid, we asked for toys. That's what we wanted for Christmas, toys. But, you know, and nowadays kids want, you know, PS5, they want a Nintendo Switch, which is not bad. I like it too. But it's a different thing. You know, you're playing with things on a screen, which is not bad, but you're playing with it on a screen. When you were a kid, you play with toys. You open your little packets and you have all your toys and you play with your friends. You go with the neighbor kids and you play with the kids of the toys. Now you just play by yourself on the computer. You play with other people, but you're playing online. So yeah, it's a different world. It's a different way to see things. Yeah, I think so. I think we all have very, very emotional. But let me, Travis, I don't know if you're still here, but yeah, you know, Royal Selangor is a fantastic, fantastic company. Let me see if we can look at some of the stuff that Royal Selangor is doing. So let me try to find it. I'm going to go to Royal Selangor. Yeah, some of the stuff, of course, you know, you can find through SciShow, and I really love what, you know, SciShow is always going to be pretty much the best thing. But let me see if I can find it here. All right. I'm looking at the website. Just saying, let's see what they have. I really like some of these collections, to be honest with you. Let me just do this. Star Wars. Come on. I'm gonna have to go to SciShow. Like these boot cans look good. Like that limited edition in Guild X-Wing that sold out. And I like this chess piece, but $1,800. And to be honest with you, I'm not crazy about the glass, but of course it looks nice. It is. If it was metal, I'll be good with the top of glass. But I think it's too much money. Of course, all the pieces there. But there are a couple of things I like there. Primarily this, the Landspeeder replica. That looks neat, and I love the glass at the bottom. Is that but $650? These are not cheap at all. Oh, this one is sold out. Limited edition Princess Leia figurine. So yeah, Royal Selangor is, man, they do some. This is the thing: the Millennium Falcon and the TIE Fighter. I'm telling you, I really like this, but this is too rich for my taste. But man, if I have the means right now, you never know in the future. Definitely, this is something that, this is more like, for example, if you have like a formal place to put it, like your office, if you're in the middle of an office, I think that Royal Selangor, it's a much better, it's a company for that. But I really like what they do there. Yeah, playing with my toys was the highest I could get. C3PO is cool too, and yeah, as you mentioned, Millennium Falcon is very detailed. Since I moved from Brazil to Portugal in January, and I'm still looking for a house to call mine, I'm not able to get any of those. I understand. Yeah, that's the thing about when you move to a new place, and I have moved different, a couple of times. Well, actually, last time we moved was 10 years ago. So I got rid of some stuff. And the last few years I've been getting rid of a lot of stuff. I used to have more just collectibles and statues and stuff, a lot, and I sold a lot of that stuff. But sometimes you kind of redo things. Sometimes you get tired of things. Like, for example, I can get tired of all the stuff I have in the background at some point and just get rid of it. Probably I'm never gonna get rid of the saber turtle, or in this case Wolverine, because actually a friend and I, we got into that project with Eric Sosa, so that's a custom piece, and we work on that project. So to me, it has a lot of sentimental value. That's why I keep it, and it was created to be a companion piece to Wolverine. So definitely, yeah, I will probably never let go of that one because of that, because it has sentimental value. But I'm really looking forward for the Daredevil from Sideshow. Yeah, it's pretty good. I love Daredevil. Daredevil has always had some really nice looking pieces in all different scales, but I like that one. I also like in this case, the Iron Studios. Iron Studios did a terrific job with that Daredevil. I like that one as well. Very nice piece. I brought my omnibuses with me. Hey, that was a lot to carry. 20 omnibuses across the globe. Across the globe, yeah. So yeah, let's go and look at the. Let me see if I can find it. This. What is that Daredevil? All right, let's me go to. So I'm here at Sideshow, and we're looking at what they have. I'm guessing you're talking about this one, correct? It's sold out already, collector's edition. The exclusive sold out. Is this the one you're talking about? This is the one that's sold out. This is the one that I was talking about. The Iron Studios. This is the one that I definitely like. By Iron Studios, of course, I love what this Brazilian company is doing. They're doing terrific work with the 110 scale. But man, this Daredevil is amazing. Look at that. Love the concept. I love that base. Yeah. Man, this is a nice piece. And it's coming out soon. Man, just the background, just that. Yeah, I love Daredevil. Daredevil is one of my favorite characters since I was a kid from Marvel. I'm always, I love a lot of stuff from Marvel in the growing up, but there were two characters, like solo characters, that I like. I like Spider-Man, and the second one would be Daredevil. That was my second favorite character as a solo character. Teams, I like the Fantastic Four, and they followed by the X-Men, of course, and then of course the Avengers and all that. But but definitely my two favorite like solo characters. I always love Matt Murdock. So yeah, that looks pretty good. Ooh, I think I'm doing this. But yeah, that looks beautiful. Yeah, I saw it on CCXP in Brazil. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, I love Iron Studios. First of all, I support Iron Studios because it's a company, it's a Brazilian company. I'm not Brazilian, but I'm Hispanic. I'm Latino, so gotta support the companies in Latin America and Brazilian, the Brazilian company that has been doing amazing. It's been doing amazing. Everything they've been doing with the 1/10 scale, but also with the 1/4 scale, it's just amazing. It's out of this world. A company is really, it's just pushing for a lot of things. They have so many collections for all sort of things. So yeah, they're great. And I would love to go to CCXP at some point. I will definitely go there in Brazil and look at it. I heard that it's the largest convention in the world, which is amazing. But that Daredevil is amazing. They did a terrific job with it. Oh yeah, and they're not afraid. This is the thing. One thing that happens, and we know this, as a Hispanic, as a person that I've been in Latin America, I'm Mexican, born in Mexico, live in the US for many years, but there's always this. The problem with a lot of times in Latin America is that a lot of companies, they are afraid to compete with other companies because there's always this Latin idea, or Latin American countries. Sometimes even people there, they think they cannot compete with American companies or Japanese or Asian companies. So there's always this fear that we're never going to do it as good as they do. Well, Iron Studios has proven people wrong. They're competing at the same level with what Sideshow's doing, XM Studios is doing, Prime One Studios is doing, and the Cowboy Bebop, yeah. So they're doing everything right. And not only that, the stuff that is coming out, it's good. It's not just cheaply made, it's well done. Good quality, good pricing. And they have so much stuff. So many different collections. They have something for everyone. So they're not afraid to compete. And at the same, I get more excited now. Iron Studios. For a long time, I was excited with Code of Ikia, but in recent years, like since last year to this year, Iron Studios is just blows my mind. So that's why you see in my channel, I talk about a lot of Iron Studios because every time they release something, I'm like, oh wait a minute, this is cool. Let's year maybe go to Sao Paulo. Yeah, I'll let you know. I definitely would love to go there. I have a lot of Brazilian friends that I met, of course, through statue collecting and through different groups. I have a lot of respect for your country. I have friends over the years, Brazilian friends, so I have a lot of respect for for Brazil. But yeah, I would love to. But yeah, let me see. Let's look at some of the stuff that Iron Studios is doing here. This is definitely a nice looking piece. So what are we gonna do? Where is it? I used to have it here. Iron Studios. Let's see what Iron Studios is doing. Like for example, here you can see some of the stuff. This is the 1/10 scale collection, looking good. I'm not crazy about this Deadpool. It's kind of quirky, but it's fine. But man, look at her. It's the likeness of her. That's a 1/10 scale piece, which is amazing that they can do such a thing. Now let's go the new releases, all the pre-orders they have. And as you can see right there, well, they have the Deadpool, the Blob. This is the 1/10 scale, the battle, diorama series. Very good. Love that one. This Penny Parker. This is for the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Miles Morales. Love this little collection. This is for the upcoming, of course, Cheetah from the upcoming Wonder Woman 84. Love this one. This Wonder Woman and Young Diana. I'm definitely looking for. I think I'm gonna get this one for my daughter. Then you have Goro. I don't know if you can see it from there because I have it crop. But yeah, Goro, this is the first piece that they have now for their Mortal Kombat collection. And that's a killer piece right there. But man, love this one, Stan Lee. I don't need a coupon. And this the Joker. It's just, you know, man, even this Tom and Jerry 1/3 scale, which is not big because this is a real scale. But man, all these things that they're producing, all the little things, the Poison Ivy, so much stuff. Also, they're distributing. I love this Lex Luthor. That's $94. $94, I think, is available now. Man, I'm telling you, this company, and they're selling a lot of SH figure arts, I think, in Brazil and all that. So they distribute them for other companies as well. And man, I'm telling you, yes, it's a good company. I really love what actually they're doing, and I do have, you know, great respect for that. Yeah. Do you like any first for figure stuff? Yes, I do. I do like it. I love it because they do a lot of stuff for gaming, and I do need to talk more about him. I was actually thinking a little bit about it. Some of the stuff I haven't really got the chance to do it because, you know, in this channel, I make, if you look at it, I normally make videos every Monday through Friday, sometimes on the weekends. But when I try to keep up, there's a lot of stuff that I really want to talk about, but I don't get a chance because there's something new coming out and I need to talk about it because that's actually what brings more viewers to my channel, is the newer stuff. And I want this channel to grow. So I don't get a chance to talk. But when I get a chance, I want to talk about the company. So I do make a list. I have lists of the stuff that projects or stuff that I really want to talk about it. And I really want to talk about first for figures, but I haven't really got the chance to it. But at some point, I'm going to really cover some of the stuff that's coming out. I saw at SciShow, they had a... Let me see if we can go to SciShow. I saw that right now they put... I'm going to SciShow. Hopefully this picks up. Some of the stuff they have. Okay. I'm at SciShow. As you can see that some of the stuff they have. I really like some of the stuff. For example, of course, you love The Legend of Zelda, the Sonic the Hedgehog, Crash Bandicoot. So I love all the stuff that they've been doing. And for some reason, this didn't look so well here. So I'm going there. But I do love this one. They put it for Alphonse Elric, the Great Variant. I love this one. I love that stuff. They Dracula. That's another nice pre-order. Pricey. Phoenix Wright. I saw this one, for example. They put it for Spyro the Bus. I wasn't never really a big fan of Spyro. But that bus, and this is the small one. I think there's a big one, like $600 or something. Mega Man, that looks good. So yeah, I do love. I need to really cover some of this stuff. Amaterasu looks great, but I need to find time for it. Of course, Mario. This is on the wait list. This is the silver variant for that. But yeah, I do like first for figures. I've been looking at they saying something. There's some stuff that they're gonna do with like Morrigan or something for Darkstalkers. I really want to. They announced it for a while, but they haven't really shown anything. I seen the advertisement on Facebook. I really want to look into that one. Have you seen Endgame Thanos? The Endgame Thanos from Iron Studios? Yes, I have. Really cool. I'm telling you, everything that Iron Studios does is fantastic. You know, they do a crazy stuff. Mimic from Dark Souls, yes, it looks nice. Yeah, I like first. I'm very eclectic. If you really look at, or in this case, pay attention to my channel, you're gonna realize that I do like a lot of different things. I really, I don't know, I do kind of enjoy, all sort of things. I'm not necessarily stuck with one single collection, and this is something that, everyone is different. I'm not here to tell people that they should be different, or they should do what I do. Here in this channel, I always talk about all sort of collectibles. I talk about, Marvel stuff, DC stuff, everything in between, aliens, I talk about Lord of the Rings, and I know some collectors, they want to stick with one single collection, and I'm okay with that, and I do recommend it. I don't tell people you need to go with everything. But in my case, I love so many different things. Maybe it's because, I have some type of HDD or something like that, some of those things where it's hard for me to keep focus on one single thing. And that same happens with collectibles. If I'm only gonna be collecting marble, then I'm gonna find myself bored to death after at some point, and I'm just gonna give up. So I have to kind of keep open mind to a lot of things. However, that brings the challenge that if you have so much stuff in your collection where it doesn't have any focus, because everything is on focus, you have so much stuff going on and it doesn't look right. So it's about just bringing balance into what really matters. And it's a challenge for me. I always praise those that, for example, there's a Batman collector. He only collects Batman. There's a channel. What's that? Batman collector. I forgot his. That one. But there are many collectors that only collect one single thing. Whether it's Lord of the Rings, whether there is First for Figures. I praise that. You're good. It's hard for me, and I don't think it's. And I like to talk about all that because mostly more about collecting for me. It's about really enjoying what companies are doing and what artists are doing. So I really talk about those things because I love it. I just love to look at it. Even if I don't own it, I just want to talk about it. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And you know what? This is the thing. I've been a statue collector. Yes, and this is the thing. Yeah, it has to be a balance. I've been in YouTube for, it's going to be 8 years now since the first time that I uploaded a video. It was just an experiment. I just wanted to see, I saw the people posting videos, and that was the people that were before me, and some of those people that they posted videos, those are the old OG YouTubers that were doing a lot of stuff in the beginning, at the beginning. They're not here anymore. They're no longer, many of them, they move on, they close their channels, so they haven't uploaded things in years. So I created my channel like 8 years ago. That's when I uploaded my first video, Achilles Army of Awesomeness. Good evening. I have been watching your videos for the last month now, and I wanted to say thank you for the enthusiasm and in-depth opinions and discussions. Oh, thank you. No, but thank you for taking time to let me know that. And, this is what I try to do with my channel. I like to share the thing in a positive way. There's so much, I would say, discussions out there. You can go to Facebook now. There's so many Facebook groups. And there's sometimes so much hate and so much there's a diversity, of course. We all different. We all have differences of opinion. We have different ways to see things. Sometimes the problem with Facebook, for example, is that people, they just express something and somebody can take it the wrong way, and then becomes a discussion, an argument, and then people are fighting with each other. Then people are throwing shit at somebody else, or somebody did a mistake, somebody just I don't know, there's a shout out, whatever. So many things that happen, and there's so much misinformation, and people panic for everything. Somebody posts a picture of something, it's a bad picture, and all of a sudden everybody's going crazy, because now the piece is going to be bad just for a badly taken picture. So there's so much confusion, and this same happens in the world we live in. And people say something, and everybody takes it out of context. So I try to be objective, but at the same time respectful. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I try to be as balanced. Doesn't mean that I'm always balanced. I just trying to give a new perspective. Because I think we need that. We need perspective, and we need to be first of all, we need to be respectful of the people behind the work. Because I do believe, like everything else, you and I, all of us, we go to work. We do the things sometimes we do it because we have to do it. And artists the same way. They're passionate about what they do, and they have pressure, and they have to put the work, and they have to do that. So they have a lot of expectation. I have a lot of friends and artists that they produce stuff. So they come with all their hopes that you're going to like what they do. And sometimes you're not going to like it, and that's fine. But you have to at least be respectful and look at the bad, and be positive, and give that positive feedback, and they can actually fix things. But if you're a jerk with them and you want them to change that because you think they're like the paid monkey that they have to dance every time you pay So I think that's disrespectful, and that's what you don't get good service because of it. And sometimes people don't see that, and they think, well, I deserve it because I'm paying for it. No, you don't. You don't have to be a jerk. They don't have to serve you. They don't have to do things. You take it as it is or move on. But I think that we have to have this balance between good customer service, but also as customers, we need to be mindful of the companies and what they have to really deal with. Because they're not only dealing with us, they're dealing with in this case, the license owners, they're dealing with the production process, and there's so many things that they can go wrong, and they're just trying their best. Oh yeah, and yes. Yeah, this is the thing. I've been a statue collector for, I would say, around 20 years. I started collecting little things, I've been collecting all my life. My father was a collector of all sort of things, die casts, all that stuff. I've been collecting everything I can, toys when I was a kid. So I'm always have this itch for collecting. So I'm not new to the statue collecting world. I have changed. I have sold stuff. I move on. I change all sort of things. And I don't keep things forever. And I don't want to, because to me it's more about enjoying the art more than just pretty much gathering and keeping things. But all these years I have the experience. I work with Statue Forum. I was there as a head reviewer for a while, so I met a lot of people there. I've been working, and I know a lot of artists in the industry before, through the forums. I created my channel 8 years ago. My first reviews were statues, so I've been in the community for a while. I seen many other channels come afterwards, and they have a lot of followers and all that. But I'm not a newcomer. I've been here for a while, and I know people in the industry. I talk to them because when I was in Statue Forum, of course, we review for them. I was the head reviewer there, so I'm in contact with people. So because of that, I've been blessed. I would say it this way, to really know the industry and how it's grown and expanded and modified and has changed. And, a lot of things have changed, and good and bad. Some things are better than they used to be. A lot of things are better. But there are also other things that are bad and worse. And I felt that back in the day, people were crazy too. But at least people were more respectful of the artists. And I feel that nowadays people have lost that respect. And of course, many people don't have the background of the artist. They think everything is just done like that pretty much on the fly. Things get done. No, they don't. So you still got to be mindful of people. And you have to back up, your claims with information. That's something that a lot of people don't do. They just simply give opinion, but they don't give you facts. And I like to give facts. So I'm not going to just simply share whatever I feel like it. I want to just go there and look at the information. I'll look at a statue. That's what I do with my videos. Before I post my videos, I do some research. First of all, I need to find out who the artist is if I don't know the artist. Sometimes I have an idea, but sometimes I don't. So I research much on the artist because, at the end of the day, they deserve also the credit for what they're doing. Not just the company, but the artists behind the project. They are the ones really doing the work. So I give them credit. But also want to find out what inspired them to create what they were creating. Because at the end of the day, I want to really know if this is based on something. Not just simply came out of the head of someone. So I like to give information. At the end of the day, I want you to decide if you like it or not. I don't want to think, JP said it's good, so I'm going to accept his as the fact. No, because I'm not the creator. I'm just giving my opinion, and you can have an opinion totally different than mine. And we can disagree, that's fine. But at least I'm giving you some insight, so that way we can have an informed opinion. So if you're going to buy something, at least you know the facts, and you're not just simply buying just because everybody's saying you need to buy. And that's something that you're gonna hear a lot of peer pressure here. People telling you, you need to buy this because this is the best thing ever happens. No, if you don't like it, you don't buy it. You have, doubts about it, then don't do it. I found first video from Iris Studios 110 scale Batman and Batmobile discussion. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I like to talk about everything, and at the same time, I try to give you variety. I'm not gonna just only talk about one company. I'm gonna talk about a few of them. And yeah, a lot of people they love to spread hate in this community. Unfortunately, a lot of people to me it's like, dude, the world is tough. You go out there and it's tough for all of us in so many different ways, whether it's because of work, because of family issues, because of sickness. So you want this to be an oasis where we talk about things, we don't take it too hard, too seriously, but some people take it too seriously. They take it deeper than, anything else. They feel that You know, like they want to, you know, they're frustrated, so they want to pour their frustration onto this hobby, you know. And to me, this is just a hobby. This is not life. This is not, you know, like a, you know, life to death decision. This is something sometimes we have to make decisions. Sometimes we have to let go. Sometimes things don't work out the best way. You don't like something, don't buy it. You know, don't go all butthurt about it because, you know, the likeness is not there and you're gonna just go and try to create a, you know, some type of drama in Facebook. You know, that doesn't work that way. It doesn't. It's not good for my heart. It doesn't good for my life. You know, I'm in my 40s, so I'm to the point in my life where, you know what, forget it. You know, I'm not gonna cry because the Spider-Man doesn't look like Spider-Man, or at least I don't think it looks like Spider-Man, because I know it's gonna be probably another 10 Spider-Mans that are gonna come out in the next couple of years. So it's gonna be enough for all of us. I just got into statue collecting 2 months ago. Oh, welcome to statue collecting. And yeah, I'm telling you, it's rough, but just keep your head up. And I will recommend you, Achilles, as just to that you collect what you love. That's the first thing. If you love something, collect. You know, don't be afraid to collect. Just be careful not to overextend yourself or spend a lot of money into so many things, because you're gonna be blown away by so much stuff. So, you know, I made a video here on my channel where I talk about, you can look into, I think, in recommendations or something, or look into my channel where I have recommendations how you should do it if you're, you know, in statue collecting. So I recommend you to look at that. Got me interested in statue collecting recently too. More time at home. Yeah, I think we all, you know, we, like I seen in my channel has grown more in the last few months because of COVID-19. Although I don't wish everybody to go through COVID-19. I don't wish this to continue on. But I seen pretty much a growth in my channel. There's more people watching videos because, of course, we are home. Like right now, I'm here talking to you because what else am I supposed to do? You know, there's nothing else I can do. It's not like I can go out. So might as well, you know. And I said, you know, like, a friend of mine told me you should do a Q&A. He told me that like 3 years ago. And I said, I don't want to do it. I like to be private. But it seems that a lot of people are doing Q&As or doing live chats. I said, well, might as well. And right now there's not much going on. So might as well just do it. And it's fun, you know. I'm talking to you. I wish I could see you face to face. Hopefully one day we can do that. Yeah, I try to be entertaining. I try to be fun, you know. You know, this is the thing. And I remember when I started making videos like 8 years ago, my videos were long or longer in comparison to others. And people will say, well, you're taking too long to make a video. Some people even complain about it. And even with my book reviews, there's like, you take forever. You know, why don't you simply just make it small? And to me, it's like, and nowadays, now that was before live chat existed on YouTube. Now exists, you know, and people can be 2 hours on live chat. People are talking, because I do believe that at the end of the day, we all are looking for relationship. And the way the world is turned around, sometimes it's hard for us to find people or like-minded people. Like I go to work, for example, and you work with people that they all have different, you know, sometimes you might not feel like you fit in because they like other things that you don't like, or they like to do certain things. Like, for example, where I live, people love, there are two things that people love to do in this area. They love to go hunting or they love to go fishing. And I never really, my dad took me fishing when I was a kid. I never really cared much about fishing. So I'm not a fisher. I don't like to be in the water. I love to go in a boat, but I don't like to be on the boat all day long trying to fish something. And I don't really like to, you know, I love to shoot guns, but I don't like to hunt animals. So what am I supposed to do? So people out here, like I work with people who love sports and they always like watching football or whatever. I love football, but I don't like to be watching it all the time. I like to play it. When I was a kid, I used to play football. When I was a teenager. So who I have to hang out with and talk about these things? Not many friends. So I think YouTube became a place where I can share with people like you and I. We talk about the things we love. We talk about comics. We talk about collectibles. We talk about gaming. We talk about those things, entertainment. So I want to make this a conversation. So that's the reason why sometimes my videos can be long, because I really don't edit a lot of stuff. I don't cut a lot of stuff, some personal opinion, but also some things that I say. Some things might be funny, because I want you to feel like, you know, we have a conversation. At the end of the day, we're having a conversation. And we want to talk about, we can talk about facts. I can give you the information, but also want you make you feel like you're special. Because at the end of the day, I think you're special. We are special. I think that's the aspect of the world that sometimes we tend to forget. the social aspect of life. You know, I think sometimes with social media, it's easier just to see. I can fake it and make it look like, oh, my life is the best, and not be real. And I want to be real. You know, I want you to feel that. Because at the end of the day, we're the same. All of us, we are the same. Hey, C Hero, nice to see you in live chat. If you're getting the XM Thor 1/3 scale, no, I'm not. I don't think. First of all, I don't have the means for it, the money for it. And I don't think I want to get into that expensive piece. Although, man, like it. That base for that Thor 1/3, it's amazing. That's another way to put it. Thor looks amazing. I don't know how that's gonna work out. I don't know because I think you mentioned to me here that this case the site for was at these figures or whatever, the company that kind of did the whole design is down, but I know XM is the one producing it, releasing the piece. So I do believe that piece is gonna be produced by XM Studios. Looks terrific. Some changes need to be added to that one. Let me show you. Let me go back before we come back and read some other stuff. Let's go to the XM Studios. And I'm gonna try to go. I'm at the XM Studios website right now, and we're gonna look for Thor. Yeah, you know, this is in Singapore dollars. Is $1,600. Well, it's already closed, sold out. I'm sure you can find them through other retailers and all that. But man, look at this piece. I'm gonna look at some of the pictures here, and you know, I talk about it in the channel. Man, let me look at the pictures. This is a fabulous piece. This is what, a 1/3. I love this one. I'm thinking that maybe I need to blow this up and make like a poster or something. Yeah, look at that. That base, man, it's a killer. Love that. You know, that's the, if you were ordering through them, some of the first to order, you get that, the axe. The only thing I have a complaint with this piece, and I mentioned this in my video, is that the symbol, Thor symbol, is on the wrong side. It should be on the other side. So in this case, the logo, whatever they're saying, whoever, you know, hold this hammer, that should be on this side, on the front. So yeah, that's something. I'm not crazy about the hair. Looks so flat, like he put a lot of gel on it. But the bearded one, it looks good. But that base alone, that base is just the killer thing. That piece is terrific. This one should be, the legend should be on the other side, so it's visible when you look at it from the front. That's the only thing I would say, my only complaint. But that base, it's amazing. That's terrific. Better than the Captain America. Like here's, you can see I love the Captain America, nice sculpt as well that goes with this collection. But that base, this, and yeah, it goes well with Captain America, but that base, man, it's better than that base. Just saying. But yeah, just saying. All right, let's see what else. I also don't care about scale. I just like what I like. Yes, you know, this is what you got to do. I know sometimes people, they're like, well, you know, like this or like that, but I'm not concerned about scale. I love old scales. As long as it's done properly, I'm okay with it. I have the Prime 1 black suit Superman Hush statue. Is magnificent and weighs about 80 pounds. Wow, with the base. Yeah, I seen that one. I would say that I'm not a fan of the black suit. Of course, you know, in the 90s, it was very popular after he came back. After the death, the Superman. But yeah, I seen the piece, and some people label one of the best Superman statues. It's not I would say my cup of tea, but it's nice. Definitely, Prime 1 is such a company that does fantastic work. All right, it was a pleasure talking to you, but it's pretty late here in Lisbon. Yeah, I'm sure. But thank you, Gustavo. I know the time frame. I appreciate your time. Have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you again whenever the next chat. You're welcome, Gustavo. Thank you very much. And I'll see you. You hate that extra head. Yeah, I would say that they need to kind of change the hair. I think if they change the hair, that would be better. That would be a much better choice. It is a nice piece for sure. You like the Thor from Sideshow? Which one? The newer one? The one by Daniel Bell? The one that he's about to strike down? The beard for that hit isn't doing it for me. Okay, I think that for me, I think it's just the way the beard is very bushy, but then his hair is so flat. I don't know. I did something kind of weird about it. Yeah, they need to do. Oh, you're talking about the beard. I like the beard. I think it's. Yeah, I like it. I personally like it, but I can see maybe because he looks older. I don't know. Maybe he looks too clean. Who knows? I have the Gladiator Hulk. I want to pair them. Okay, I see what you mean. Breaker Brimstone. Yes, that's the one I was thinking. Let's go back to it. Let's look at it. Yeah, Breaker Brimstone is a good piece. It's more if I would say if you like the modern renditions of Thor, I think that's a fantastic piece. But I think Daniel did a terrific job. Yeah, this one. Still available, the regular one. But I love how dynamic this piece is. It's just very dynamic. And of course, he has the more modern, suit and all that. But yeah, it is very, very dynamic. I think it's the other one is if you're like more museum poses, and it's a 1/3 scale, so it's more for the classic design. I do love this one. I do have an inclination always for classics, so I like that one. But I do like this one. I love the work that was done. The base is terrific. The whole concept is great, and Daniel did a terrific job with it. Yeah. Very nice piece for sure. Love the expression all. I would tell you, like, there are a couple of things that I know Daniel Bell gets a lot of praise. They love Captain America. I don't like his Captain America. I just don't. But that doesn't mean that I dislike him. There are a couple of things I'm not really crazy about his Flash. Kind of. But there are other pieces where he's just like this one. This to me is perhaps when I was really looking and say, you know what? He's doing great. There are a couple of pieces that he has done. I think the best thing for Daniel is when he does dynamic poses. His museum poses are okay, but his dynamic poses are the best. When you let him just do a dynamic pose, he does better. He's just that good, in my opinion, doing those. Oh, I don't know. I thought we were looking at it. Sorry. This one right here, my apologies. I didn't have it on. Let's go back. This is what I'm saying here. I was looking at, this is the thing. I'm still trying to manage this. I think I need to get a second screen. I have this screen, so I have to hook it. But I'm going to hook it. But man, this piece is terrific. Yeah, I love it. I love the modern design. Nice looking piece. That base is great. Wow. But yeah, like I was telling you, I do believe that when Daniel is doing dynamic poses, he's very good. All his dynamic poses are always excellent. And, he's just getting better. And as he progresses as an artist, he's just becoming more refined, and he's just getting very talented. And I do believe, I'm a big fan of Martin Canale. I think Martin Canale was the introduction for a lot of these Argentine artists to Sideshow collectibles and to a lot of things in the West. Well, Argentina is in the West, but I'm saying in the United States and North America, outside of Argentina, there were a lot of, through Sideshow, through Martin Canale's work, people were excited, the OG pieces from Sideshow. But he is the godfather of statue sculpt, for sculpting, statue sculpt, for a lot of stuff that was produced by Sideshow. But I do believe that Daniel Bell has the potential to surpass the master at some point. And he's there, almost there. He's almost there with his art. He's doing terrific stuff. He's super talented, and hopefully we can get to see more of his talent, not only through Sideshow, but also through other companies. Of course, he's been working for them for quite some time. So Let me go back to see what was in the chat. Oh, thank you. Follow me on Instagram. I haven't really posted a lot of stuff on Instagram lately. I think the last time I was in months ago. I need to get back to it, but I've been concentrating on trying to create as much content here and better content. But I need to start, doing more of that, to share more stuff on Instagram. Hey, Saro, how you doing? Welcome. I know people complain about the skin tone and the teeth, but I think he looks great. I think so too. I haven't seen a picture. I know some people complain about it. This is the thing. People complain about everything. Like, this is the thing, and I've got to be honest with you, and I know probably this is going to rub the wrong way to some people. I've always seen people whining, I'm not going to say in a different way, about when the production piece comes. The production is never going to match the master replica, which is the original prototype. Comes from a factory. It's not painted by a professional painter. It's painted by people that work in the factory. They have done forever. They're good. They have different levels of quality. So there's going to be a little bit of difference there. But people complain about little things. They want to have a massive replica they saw. And they say, well, that's false advertisement. You don't get that. But in my mind, I'm thinking, are you willing to pay? You're paying $600 for this piece, $650. You know how much money the company paid the painter to paint that? I'm just guessing. Between $2,000 to $5,000. Are you willing to pay $5,000 for a master replica paint job? You don't. Nobody does. So unless you want that quality, they might as well. You pay for that quality. Other than that, I'm not trying to say that that you can accept junk, but I'm saying just be rational about it. A couple of things are not gonna match up. They're not gonna be 100% perfect unless there's really major messes on that piece. Then I'm going to complain, but I'm not gonna complain just because it has a little rub, a little tiny little thing that didn't match up, and people are just trying to figure it out, and they're looking at the little thing just to complain about it. And instead of just going to customer service, they go into social media and they post it there because they love drama. I don't love drama. I'm not a girl. I'm not a teenager. Just go through the route. Don't complain with your buddies in Facebook. Just complain with customer service, and so they can fix the problem for you. Hey, Leslie Ann, how you doing? It's a small collection in comparison to many collections, but I enjoy little things. I'm still arranging things because, a lot of stuff that I have some stuff downstairs, but also have some stuff in my attic. I have a lot of stuff. So I'm trying to rearrange things, trying to make it more cozy because I spend a lot of time here, editing and creating videos. Yeah, I'm not getting the Flash. Yeah, I'm not crazy about the Flash. It probably is one that I'm not too crazy. But it's not a bad piece. I like the XM Studios, the little 1/6 scale. I just don't like the big base. I'm on the wait list for the exclusive. Good luck with that. I like this store better. The scale armor leggings, yeah, they look great, and they, did a fantastic job with that. In this case, Daniel did a fantastic job with those leggings. Hey, Milton, AJP just wanted to drop in and say that I really enjoy your book overviews. Thank you. And you know what? My apologies that I haven't really done many of them this year, but I really want to get back into it. So hopefully I can get it before the end of the year. I can get back into those overviews. Definitely I want to get into it, but I've been kind of taking a break from it. It doesn't mean that I don't consider it. And there's a lot that I want to talk about. There's a lot of things, and those videos, they always do well. They're always at the top list of my videos are mostly watched in comparison to others because people love that. Yeah, that's right. This is the thing. This is the part where there's always going to be drama. Every week there's a new thing or there's a new problem that people whine about. It's like drama thing. It's like, like going to high school back again. And if it's not one thing, it's the other. If it's not the paint job of one piece, it's that the company didn't answer an email, and then the person is complaining, and then the people are complaining, and then people are defending the company, and some people are just angry because some people are defending the company. There's some people that have nothing to do with that. They just want to get involved into the whole drama. It's like, really? Why this is that you make it so complicated? I just want to go to Facebook, like all of us. I look at my phone, I go to Facebook. I just want to just see things, information. I want to just talk to people about a couple of things. I don't want to see the drama. And the fighting. Yeah, same with cars. Great example. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. You know, and I think it's fair that people share their opinion about things. It's fair and it's good. But if you don't have nothing constructive to say, then don't say nothing. Say nothing at all. You know, that's just bottom line. You know, be cordial about it. So this is what I do in my channel. I talk about these things. I'm not seeing them face to face. I'm looking at the information that is provided. I like to talk before it comes out. I like to share how I feel about it. If I think you need to consider it. I do believe that there's a space for everything. Just because I don't like one thing doesn't mean that it's the same for you. The thing that I don't like might be the thing you love. But I like to point out certain things. I think it's important for us to point out some of the problems because it's a way to you need perspective. We need perspective because sometimes we only see things from one angle. And sometimes we need to hear somebody else's opinion that really gives us a better understanding of what we're looking at. And that really kind of makes sense. Sometimes we're going to make a bad decision to purchasing something. We have doubts, but we don't know what it is. So somebody can put it in words. So it's always important to listen. The problem is that you have to be careful who you listen to. If you're listening to everybody, then you're gonna be confused. So you have to be very selective who you listen to. And there are many voices, many people telling you buy it, do it. And it's funny when people say do it. I do it too. I post that. I respond to a lot of times. People say, do I buy this or do I don't? This is the thing. When people ask this question all the time, I see that on Facebook. Do I buy this or don't? And in my opinion, if you're already asking the question, you're doubting about it, then you have doubts about it, then might as well not buying it. Because you have to be 100% sure that you want to get into it. If you have doubts about it, then it's not worth it. I learned that the hard way because I did that for many years. I bought things doubting myself and I just bought it. And then when I got it, I regret it. And then I had to sell it and get rid of it. Not worth it, Might as well just, if you are 100% sure, then go for it. If you're not, then by all means, just wait. Just wait. Wait, give it a couple of days, wait for it, a couple of weeks, think about it. Right now, with everything that is happening, companies like, for example, with Sideshow, with all these big ES edition sizes they have, you can wait forever. They still have stuff for sale that came out like 2 years ago. Even you might not have the exclusive, but sometimes exclusives are not necessary as they used to. And so you can give yourself time to really make a decision. Yeah, I think so. I think, it's important that we share different opinions but we have to come together and we have to share our point of view. And I think that gives us a better understanding. Like in my life as a statue collector, it was the way I started at the beginning when I was doing statue collecting, like when I was watching videos over 10 years ago, the first videos that we have, like, I don't know if you have heard the name. Yeah, Statue Hunter 75 still here, but he doesn't post about statues anymore. But you have people like Alcacil that he's gone. Averon 07. Those are really OGs of in this case, YouTube. I used to watch their videos, love their videos, and because they were sharing opinion, and sometimes I have to listen to different opinions to really come into a decision. Yeah, I want to buy it. It's important to do that. I think that gives us perspective when we hear different opinions. That way we can make a decision instead of just simply listening to John Doe on Facebook that whatever it says, oh, buy it. I'd rather just hear to people that know what they're talking about. Do not pre-order statues from small manufacturer until they have actual production sample pieces. Yes, that is totally true. And that the same goes for, or sadly for if you buy like custom pieces. It was hard for us when we were trying to do the custom with Sabertooth to sell, because a lot of people didn't know that we were selling. The only thing we have was the artist, was Eric Sosa. So it's a process. So if you're going to buy, to buy from somebody, unfortunately, and I have a lot of friends that they do custom stuff. It's a really difficult market. Be careful where you put your money. I used to pre-order a lot of stuff. I don't pre-order anymore. I prefer to wait. Back in the day when I starting statue collecting, you have to pre-order because there was no other way. That was the only way to get stuff. But now with everything that has changed and companies have grown and the production pieces, the releases are taking less time, and the edition sizes are larger, so it really gives us more time. And I realized that, you know what, I'm not gonna just pre-order because I made a mistake. When my first mistake that I made years ago, I regret with Sideshow, was when I pre-ordered the Rogue PF, the original Rogue PF. That came out really bad, and I regret it. And from that moment on, I learned one lesson: not to pre-order again. So I stopped doing the pre-ordering thing, and that's been years now. That's been probably 7-8 years ago. And I learned that, you know, so yeah, not good to pre-order. Now, of course, pre-ordering is good if it's a must. But even with Prime 1, you know, they do all this as special edition things where they give you like an extra hit that it doesn't even add much value to it, or the extra piece, and they want to give you that exclusive thing. And sometimes exclusives, you know, it's not worth the hassle. So might as well just keep your money in your pocket and wait until everything comes out. What statue do you have coming next, JP? Well, right now I don't have anything pre-order, so I'm not really waiting for anything, which I'm glad. I just don't feel the need of pre-ordering things, although I've been eyeballing some things, but I'm waiting until stuff comes out, and if I want it, I'll get it. Primarily, I've been looking at Iron Studios. I've been thinking about the Sentinel stuff, but I'm still doubting myself to do it. I don't know. There's a couple of things that I'm looking at. Is that what else? There's a couple of things of XM that I'm looking at, like the DC stuff, the 1/6 scale, because that's the scale that I prefer the most. So I'm undecided. I'm really waiting for this year to happen. Plus, I've been kind of between jobs right now, so it's not like I have really the income. And of course, COVID-19 didn't help at all. Last year, I left my job, was a good paying job, to do this full time. That's what I've been doing since last year. So this year, things didn't work. You know, last year was a lot of experimentation with this. And then I was doing a lot of stuff this year. But of course, COVID-19 hit. I was even planning to go back to work because these were not really working out as well with this. But COVID-19 hit, so it's like I have to wait. So right now I'm working, but it kind of like I'm working a part-time job that doesn't pay that well, but gives me time to do what I want to do, kind of freelancing thing. But it's not necessarily what I want. I think I'm going back to work. I don't know. I'm not sure, but hopefully, you know, I can have the income again. But even if I get the income again, I'm still gonna be very careful about pre-ordering things. And you know, what I love is the art, and I like to talk about the art more than collecting things. I think that's my thing. That's what really gets me going, is to talk about it, enjoy it, and promote it. Because I really want this channel to grow, but also to become technically a business in itself. That was the plan from the get-go. This hobby is expensive. Yeah, it is expensive. So that's the reason why you have to be very careful not to really fall prey for the idea that you need to buy everything. What are you most looking forward to, and what piece would you buy coming out now if you could? Definitely the Sentinel from Iron Studios. Definitely. The only problem, as you can see, I don't have much space. I don't know where I'm going to put it. But if I could, that would be it. Another one would be the Prime 1 Studio, the Gandalf versus Balrog diorama. I'm a sucker for dioramas that I like. That diorama I really, really like. From XM Studios, from the 1/6 scale, Jessica Cruz. Definitely I would like that one to go along with some of my DC pieces here. You don't see them there. Definitely I would love that. I don't know, Iron Studios, I would say. From Sideshow, you know, everything I talk here, if I had a museum, if I have all the free income right now, I would get them all. I would have a museum, but then I don't have a house to live. So at some point, hopefully one day I can have a museum space. My favorite exclusive is an extra portrait. Yes, I think so. I think anything that has to do with extra parts that add up to a different display. Oh yeah, another piece. Now that you're talking about it, I'm telling you what piece, if I can, I will definitely, and I'm not gonna just tell you, I'm gonna show you. Let me see. What is it? Oh, well, I gotta get this out of here. If I have the means right now. I love the Jurassic Park stuff. Some of the Jurassic Park stuff is amazing. But let me see if we can get there somewhere. I'm gonna tell you. I think I got it wrong. If I have the means right now, if I could, and I'm not really even into the big scale. Well, this is actually a 1/4, so it's not bad. It will be this one. If I have the means right now, this is the one I will definitely get. I love this Super Saiyan right here. Oh, wait. This is the one that I've been thinking about the most. This, of course, on the Sentinel. If I have right now the means for it, this would be the piece that I will definitely get. With all in the exclusive too. Even the Vegeta that goes alongside it would be nice. But this is something that I definitely would choose. Definitely, I would do that. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, definitely, that would be the one that I would choose. Yes. You ordered that one? The exclusive Balrog and Gandalf. Yes. Yes. I like that piece. That shall not pass. You think the Prime 1 Aragon will come to Sideshow? I think so. When? I don't know. But I do believe that, you know, it depends. Sometimes they take forever to get some stuff. I will definitely I would say that at some point, hopefully, the Aragon looks good. I need some work in the thing in the face. Maybe they need to fix some links. It's not like 100% accurate with the character, with the actor, but it looks very, very, very close. So it's almost there. So hopefully, but you know, you have to keep an eye with them for some reason. Let me go to Sideshow. Let me do something here. I don't know if it has to do with Weta, because I know Weta, you know, they no longer have a, you know, you have to buy directly from Weta instead of from the Sideshow used to carry some of the stuff. So now Weta doesn't do that. But I think they've been doing that for the last 2-3 years. But let's say, I don't know, Lord of the Rings. Yeah, right now I'm not so sure about that, but you can see they got the Balrog, the vinyl stuff. They got this stuff from Iron Studios. I don't see that. I don't know why I was doing like there. Let's look at stuff. Come on. Oh. Let's see what they have so far. I know with the Dragon Ball, they pretty much yeah, that's the Superman that you were mentioning. One of you guys was mentioning. Yeah, looks pretty good. But with the Prime 1 Studio, some of the stuff they have newest. Let's go by that. So I know that the Jin Kazama just came there. For the Tekken fans, the Queen Alien, all that stuff. Wonder Woman, the DC stuff. Jennifer, that's waitlist open. So some stuff has come out, but we haven't seen the Lord of the Rings stuff. So I don't know if it has to do. I don't know what would be the only thing that is stopping for doing that. I don't see. They got the Predator, DC Comics, Show More, Search Brands, Tekken, Terminator. They haven't shown anything. So to be honest with you, I'm not so sure. Oh, it's not on screen. Sorry for that. My apologies. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm going to have to get me another. Oh, I got the wrong thing. I'm sorry. I also got. I need to probably need to connect this screen to this one so I can do both things at the same time. I'm gonna do that probably. I haven't really because I've been moving stuff around. I have to put I have the this room I have to adapt. I've been adapting it to everything I'm doing right now. So I just set up this bookcase here. But I'm still arranging things out, and I have to connect a lot of new stuff. So I want to make it more functional. So when I'm doing live streams and stuff like that. But so I really haven't done it. My apologies. So here we're looking at the stuff they have. They really don't have anything for the previous stuff that they released from the Lord of the Rings, but you never know. I'm guessing, because it's still at the end of the day is owned by Warner Brothers, so I'm hoping that they release soon some of the stuff. But to be honest with you, I'm not so sure yet because they have a lot of stuff that was released before on the pre-order list. You got Kratos, Batman Deluxe version. That's a cool one. Eloy, Dante right there. They got the Joker, Red Sonja. They got the big game Predator. So I don't know, to be honest with you, if they will have it. I love this Batman Zero Year. That's a pretty cool statue. Yeah, this is another one that I would say I like from Prime 1 Studio. That is a cool one. That is super, super cool. All right, C-Hero, I want to say we'll grab dinner. Nice to chat with you. C-Hero, take care, man. Thank you for stopping by. Bye-bye. Yes, I think with the problem with the Dragon Ball, I don't know, it has to do because with the contract, I think there's only in Japan. So I think the only place that you can get it, the only place to get it, and sorry, you're looking at all my things here, but the only place to get it would be because I think it's a thing where they have a production thing or something. There's something weird. I don't think it's gonna be released by then. So let me go back to this one. I know that is Madhouse, which is I'm going back to Dragon Ball. Come on. Yeah, because it's something about a contract where I think they're only available to Mega House. Mega House, they partner with that. Mega House pretty much is here in North America was that Bluefin, Tamashii Nations is only distributed by them, but Tamashii Nations have some type of weird distribution deals with other companies. So the only real place to get it would be something like Spec Fiction here in North America, if I'm not mistaken. I think Spec Fiction has it. And I recommend Spec Fiction. It's a great company. So, he's Dragon Ball. That would be probably right there. Dragon Ball. They have it right there. As you can see, you would have to go through a Spec Fiction. But I think they use it, in this case, the regular, not the exclusive. I think. Actually, they have both. Let me see this one. Yeah, they got the deluxe version. So a Spec Fiction will be your choice if you want to order outside of Mega House, which is Japan, or directly from Prime 1, and you don't want to spend all that top money. It's taking forever to reload, but it's giving you, what I like about a Spec Fiction is giving you the shipping cost. Whether you want economy, express in the US, New Zealand, $250. Spec Fiction is a terrific company, $350 price point, Southeast Asia. So they have really nice pricing. It's better to order from them than doing it directly from Prime 1 Studio. It will take forever. So I would recommend you, if you want to purchase from one, Spec Fiction would be thing. And Spec Fiction has a payment plan. And so I think that would be the best choice. And Spec Fiction is highly recommended. I don't remember when Spec Fiction started as a company, They were doing good. I remember they used to come to Statue Forum, and they were always there. You know, the guy that owned it, he was always there. You know, giving you deals. And now his company has grown, and he, you know, covers a lot of these franchises. So it's a good way. I would recommend you. There's other people doing it too. You can get stuff from them directly, but I would recommend you Spec Fiction because it's a company that stands behind the products. I don't know anybody else that will do it. Let me see. Big Bag Toy Store, I don't think they do. But if they do, that would be terrific as well. Let me see if they do. Prime One, which I doubt. Actually, they do. Actually, you can go to Prime One Studio. There's a Big Bad Toy Store. They have on pre-order the Lord of the Rings, the Masterline Aragon Deluxe. Big Bad Toy Store is a great company, and they already have it. They have the Alien, and they also have the Dragon Ball. So I would say that the options are there, not necessarily through Sideshow. Of course, you know, there's always the peace of mind of Sideshow. You know, they've been in business forever, but they're not the only ones. And actually, this company's also, they have the Doom Eternal, which is good. So yeah, I would say that this is another alternative. As you can see right there, they got the Lord of the Rings, the Masterline there, the Gandalf versus Balrog. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's an option. Persona 5. Joker, the Batman Hush Museum Mastodon. I seen some of the new review. I think it was the new review. I think it was a review by Batman Statue Collector. So yeah, that's another, you know, option there. Yeah, I think so. Big Bad Toy Store. It's a good option. It's a good company. You know, they've been in business forever. I bought for them like action figures and stuff for years, and I know that they do carry that. But I would say in Statue, I would go for Spec Fiction. I think it's a good company. They do carry all this stuff, and they carry the exclusives. I never use. Yeah, I would say I reckon. Yeah, Spec Fiction is a good company. It's highly recommended. And I would say they do great service, great customer service, and they give you fair prices with the shipping. If you ordered from Prime One, even XM Studios directly, sometimes the shipping can kill you. But you know, and I don't know how he's doing it, but he's you know, pretty much you're paying the same price, and he's giving you a better deal with the shipping cost. Yeah, when it comes about, I would say smaller things like figures and stuff, and even like those busts and stuff like that, they're better. I know. I think they've been in business forever, and you know, I always deal with them for years, and I never had a problem with them. I even, you know, I never really had issues. The packaging is good too, so everything is good with them. All right, and we've been here for almost 2 hours, which is super fun. But I want to say out to all of you, thank you for really taking time to watch this. I didn't know that this will be that good. I was kind of afraid at the beginning, thinking, I don't know if people are gonna be paying attention. But you know, I don't really have as many viewers as some other people do, which is you know, it is what it is. I think it has to do a lot with my you know, this channel has been a lot about experimentation. I've been experimenting with a lot of things, and it is what it is. I'm glad for the growth. I want this growth to be good, not just to fizzle out just like that. I want it to be good. I've been for you know, for a while in YouTube, and it's been a challenge, and of course, but it's also discovering where I fit and what really people want, and you know, how can I be myself. At the end of the day, it's about being yourself and sharing this. And I think I would say the same thing for statue collecting or any hobby, comics collections, or even gaming. We didn't talk about gaming. I want to talk about the PS5 tonight, but you know, we didn't get a chance to that. It's fine. You know, it's all about just having, you know, hanging out and really having a good time and talking about those things. But I do believe that at the end of the day, with everything you do, whatever passion you have, whether it's statue collecting, figure collecting, yeah, they're good people. Oh, thank you. You know, I appreciate the promotion. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's about being yourself and being very truthful with what you love and what you like. And I always tell people this: a collection should be a reflection of you. more than anything else. You have to find that what love, you love, and it shouldn't be a burden. And I think for many people, even this hobby becomes burdensome. And I think it has to do a lot with, life. If we're very competitive people, if you work in an environment where you have to kind of always prove yourself, I don't think a hobby should be like that. It's not about you proving yourself. It's about just enjoying, having fun with it, and relaxing, and making friends, having conversation, and having fun with it. It's never gonna be perfect. Always gonna be challenges. Thank you, Travis. Thank you. Yeah, the thing is this. It's so easy to be narrow-minded in this hobby, because if you only focus on one single thing, then that's all your vision. And we all been there. When I started statue collecting, I first started collecting DC stuff because that was available then. Then I was collecting Marvel stuff because it became very popular. And I think during the beginning of the MCU, we saw more Marvel collectibles. And that was like what the MCU how long has been, like over 10 years. During that time, that's what Sideshow kind of grew, expanded. They're doing a lot of Marvel stuff. But over time, you start looking at other collectibles. You start seeing things that other people are collecting. And I don't consider myself a hardcore collector of anything. But I do appreciate what other people see. When people that only collect Lord of the Rings stuff, I just saw a guy on Facebook that he has a phenomenal. He's from Spain, and he does have a phenomenal Lord of the Rings collection. And I was like amazed. And when I look at the collection, I know he's been taking years for him to get to that place. And he's passionate about it, and that's the reflection of who he is as a person, and what he loves. I love that. So people only collect Jurassic Park stuff, and I love that. I do believe that it's important to share that. I think you don't have to collect everything, but you have to have an open mind and understand how the collectible world is. Because this hobby is so vast. It's not about just collecting Marvel stuff. People collect DC. Some people collect Star Wars. Some people collect gaming stuff. Some people collect, movie stuff. And I have a lot of friends. I made a lot of friends. Some of my best friends that I've met through this hobby, they don't collect what I collect. Some of my best friends, I have a couple of friends, some good friends, some people that watch this channel. Some people say, like they came to the channel, they just don't collect any of the statues, but they love what I talk about, and I make good friends. It's good to have an open mind and, to enjoy things and to see things and what other people are passionate about. I think makes us grow as individually. Correct. I think so. I think the collection has to be a reflection of who you are. It's so easy to look at other people's collections and sometimes being envious of what they have, but then you want to imitate what they have. Do you want to just resemble what you saw in a picture and you want to do it in your own collection? And it doesn't work like that, because you may have a copy and paste of that collection in that collection room, but it doesn't have the same soul, because it has to be your soul. You have to inject your soul, your passion into your collection. So when people see that collection, they see you. It has to be a reflection of who you are as a person. Yeah, it should be like that, and and that's the problem. A lot of times people, they just, and it's so easy because I've been there too. I'm not gonna say, I always had it perfect. I made those mistakes as well. I saw people say, I want that, and I did it. And but then I felt like it's not me, and I'm not gonna be who I'm not. But it takes time for you to get to the realization that you're going the wrong way. So I always tell people, whatever you do, it has to be a reflection of who you are. Exactly. And I think that's the thing. When you start competing with other people, then you lose focus, and then you lose your, the fun of it, and you have to have fun with this, because that's what it is. This is not a job. This is not paying your bills. So this is not, life and death decision. So, but it has to be a reflection of who you are. And that's what I do with my channel. This channel, it's been not only a hobby. It started as a hobby, But it has become a passion. And in this video, I try to promote, companies. One of the things that I like to do, I like to promote and showcase products and what collectors are doing. No collectors, the statue companies are doing and the artists are doing, because that's their livelihood. I like to promote their work, and I like to talk about different companies, and also like to introduce things to you, things that you might never seen before and you might like, and you might say, you know what, I like that. And it's okay. I always tell people, don't get tied up into a collectible line. If you are, for example, a Marvel collector, you love Marvel. If you're like me, you're going to come to a point where you say, you know what, you're going to be tired perhaps of that, and you want to move on. You want to change. There's nothing wrong with change. Life is good with change. Sometimes we need change. Sometimes we need to move from one town to another. Sometimes we need to change from one job to the other. Sometimes, not always, it's not for everyone. Sometimes we need to, stop collecting one thing and try something totally different. And it's okay to do that, as long as we're doing it. We're not just going with the emotions for the moment, but we're making in this case, a smart decision, and we want to change because we want to try new things. So that's when sometimes you look at things, and it's important for you to know what it's out there so you can have a wider view. And that, to me, is entertaining. And I think that's why we all come to YouTube in the first place. We come to YouTube because it's like little windows of the world. Like I watch so many different channels. I love YouTube. I spend a lot of time on YouTube, more than I should. But I watch a lot of videos from people that do all sort of things. I even watch videos of people that do things that I wouldn't do. Like I was last night I was watching somebody that they do like this, like they create their own posters, but they do like the little backing, so it kind of like soundproof. They would soundproof their stuff, but they kind of blow things up, and they got to hold the whole frame and all that. And I was like, wow, that's super cool, but I don't think I'm gonna do it. Yeah, although I can do it. But it was like, I don't want to do it. But I just like to see other people how they do things, and how they actually convert their own collection rooms into something, or whatever they have, whether it's a gaming room or whether it's a movie theater in their house. They just want to have something nice. And people are so, I like to see other people doing things, how they fix certain things. I'm not going to fix it, but I'm just going to look at it. I don't know. We just love the information. I suppose we're passionate about it. Yeah, it is a window to the world. This is the thing. I'm telling you, like when I started statue collecting, there was not much. You didn't have information. There was nowhere to go. The only place to go was your comic book shop. You saw statues there, and you were like, okay, this is nice. I get it. There was no place to go. And then, of course, we have the forum. Statue Forum was one of the first ones. And of course, the Bowen forums were first, and then, of course, Statue Forum. And you go there and you look at things. That's where the companies came to share information. And then, of course, YouTube it started, and you start seeing some people kind of sharing some other collections. So that's people start, the information starts spreading out. It was that's when I started just paying attention. That was back in the day, 10 years, 12 years ago. Now it's Facebook. Now it's everywhere. Now it's Instagram. Now it's Twitter. Now it's, YouTube. You see all this information. But it's, but it's always good. And I think YouTube allows us to see more that we didn't see before, to know new companies, to know new products, to see what they're doing. And it's amazing. I'm always amazed about what companies are doing. And sometimes people thinking it's only Sideshow XM or Prime One Studio, but no, there are tons of companies. Not only they're based in the United States or Singapore or Japan, there are companies based in Italy, in Brazil, like Iron Studios. There are companies based in other parts of the world, different countries. And they're all doing different things, and they're catering to a different group, and that's good. Yeah, me too. I'm telling you, like I cut the cable. Has been probably I started watching cable 10 years ago, and pretty much everything. And YouTube became like one thing that I love. I spend more time watching videos on YouTube than I spend watching TV. And I do have a lot of subscriptions to a lot of things that I watch, but I spend more time watching videos on YouTube than I spend on watching Netflix or anything else. Yeah, to the library. That's true. I remember that too. I remember as a kid, you want information, you go to the library. Now, you grab your phone, I Google it, and that's how it is. That's how it is. I go to YouTube. If I want to fix a car, like the other day I have to change something on my car, and I need to fix it. I didn't know how to do it, and I'm not really a mechanic, so I just Google it on YouTube and I found how to fix it, I fix it just through a YouTube video. Yeah, that's how it is. The world is just expanded now through this. Now you don't have to pay somebody hundreds and hundreds of dollars. You could just do it yourself. Debates. Yeah. Oh, I haven't watched those. But yeah, it sounds interesting. Good question. I recently watched your Star Wars Legends comic book video, and I was wondering if you think the Throne Trilogy or Dark Empire will get an Epic Collection edition. I think so. I think so. I don't see why not. I think right now Marvel is just pulling as many Epic collections as possible. I would not doubt it. So yeah, don't fret about it. Don't worry about it. Don't think, oh, it's never gonna happen. It's going to happen. How, when, I don't know. But right now they've been pulling a lot of this Epic collection. So yeah, it's coming, I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Yes. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was thinking about it. Like, for example, I remember when I was a kid, like when you do homework with other kids, sometimes I remember sometimes you gotta call a friend. Like I got a call, you dial the number, whatever. The rotary phone. And I tell my friends, it's, hey, like we did homework sometimes on the phone. Either person was punished or whatever. You couldn't come over, but you could do the work on the phone. Or sometimes you come to the house and do your homework together and you play together. I did that with my friends, like we used to go to hang out with other, play. We play. Ride a bike, whatever. But nowadays it's just kids don't do it, which is bad. And with COVID-19 now, it seems like there's more social distancing than anything else too. And that's going to even expand the gap. People are just staying home and we play video games. Sad. But yeah, I think the world has changed a lot for sure. And good and bad. They're good things, they're bad things. And when people say, well, the things that were in the past were better than now, it's just BS. The truth of the matter is that there were good things back then, but there also were bad things. So you take the good with the bad. There are good things now, but we always have to keep focused. Not everything that is new is good, and not everything that is also new is bad. So we have to balance things out. But yeah, man, it is, it's definitely one of those things. But I would say we've been here for 2 hours already. I want to say to all of you, first, I think it's about time to kind of finish this. Let's give it 10 more minutes. Any questions you have, anything, final thoughts, or anything that we can talk about, or any final thing before I go? We're going to give it 10 more minutes. Just kind of letting you know. What are my thoughts? Oh, I love it. I think that's a phenomenal diorama. Not for everyone, unless you have the space, but I love it. I think XM did terrific with that. Good. Definitely, they did a good thing with it. I really like it. Couple of things here and there perhaps are not as great, but it's just an artistic choice. But let me see if we can look at it very quickly. Let me go there. And I really look at it, and I talk about it in the channel here. I think at some point I really share it. Yeah, I did. So I'm looking for it. Let's see. Yeah, when I'm looking at this piece right here, I love it. I love because it does have the classic outfits. It's very classic. That's what I love. Superman, it looks great, but Darkseid looks great. I love that one. I think this is perhaps one of my favorite dioramas. I think with that one, I mentioned it, the green on this one maybe needs to be changed, just to maybe lighten that green. The water effect, I would love to have something more I don't know, more like clear resin or something there. Love the Martian Manhunter, looks great. Flash looks great. But definitely love Wonder Woman looks great. Batman looks great. Wonder Woman looks fantastic here. So I love this diorama. Yeah, Martian Manhunter looks great. Actually, Iron Studios did a fantastic Martian Manhunter 110. But look at that face. Man, Thanos has been having a lot of great statues lately. So yeah, I really like this piece. I really like it. Going back to this last questions, let's see. Good. Well, Achilles, you did a good. You made a good choice. That's a good piece. I'm sure you're gonna love it. Do you think Hot Toys will release a Batman 2021 figure? Oh yeah, they will. And I'm telling you, that film. I was not really looking. I wasn't crazy about Pattinson. I never really cared much about it, but that trailer was awesome. And I'm sure they will release it when with Hot Toys. Hot Toys sometimes takes forever to release something, even after the fact. We're waiting for stuff that still. But I think Hot Toys will. And why not? I think that movie's gonna be a hit. I love the trailer. Yeah, I love the classic look. And this is what XM always does. A lot of stuff that is kind of like modern. I love it in this one because they went with the classic outfits. And that's great. All right, Travis. You too, man. Thank you for stopping by. I know it's late in many parts of the world. It's really late. Here it's all past 10. But take care, and I'll see you again. We will do this again. I'm sure. I think I'm going to do more live chats. I'm not sure about Batman and the Gun. Let's see. I think I do see. I would say I see your point there. Let me go back. All right. Yeah, the gun is a bit weird. They probably could have used something. I don't know, like they did with the lasso that is holding. They could have do something else, like I don't know, the batarang or something, or the grapple gun or something holding also him. That would be better than the gun. I love the sculpted Green Lantern. Just the color needs to be lighter. Aquaman, love that too. Just the water effect that needs some work. But I'm sure this is just the prototype pictures, of course. But I'm sure they're gonna do a lot of it with it. They're gonna fix a lot of things. It be your face? Yeah. I think they will. Really looking forward to that film. With that trailer, Pattinson really, he can kill it. I'm sure he will kill it. And I watched Tenet. I review in the channel as well. Tenet looks great too. And I don't know, when watching Tenet and looking at Pattinson perform, I say, you know what? I think he's gonna be great playing as Bruce Wayne and as the Batman. I think he's gonna be good. Yeah, I think you made a good choice. The whole concept is great. One thing I like about XM when they do these concepts, they always come out pretty great. I love like they did with the Batman, the Dream Batman with all the villains. That was a fantastic diorama. They did terrific with that. So yeah, I love it when XM comes up with these ideas. They really change the game, the way we perceive statues. They do fantastic with that. No, thank you, Keyless. I really appreciate Army of Awesome. That's a nice name. But yes, no, it is my pleasure to talk to you. I want to say to all that are watching right now that it's the reason why I do this is because of you. You have supported me. You support this channel all the time. You watch my videos. You leave your comments, your likes. To me, that's important and keeps me going. I may not have hundreds or thousands of subscribers watching every day, but I really mean it that every person that I meet, to me, it's important, and it really builds this up, little by little. We get in there. But most importantly, I don't want this to grow and forget where I come from and forget that at the end of the day, it's not about numbers. It's about relationship. It's about friendship. It's about really connecting with people on a personal level. It doesn't matter if I speak to people if I'm not really connecting with them. I want to connect with people, and bring some joy in people's lives, and that's, I think, is important. Particularly in these times we're living, they're really tough. We need more hope than anything else, and we need something positive to talk about. We don't need negativity. We have so much around us. We don't need more of that. I want to say to all of you, thank you. And I appreciate your time. I appreciate your friendship. I want to say, God bless you. Take care. Have a good weekend. This weekend, I don't know if I'm going to do stuff. I'm also having my gaming channel, but I really haven't dedicated much time to it. I might just live stream there, do some gaming there if you're into that. But if not, I'll see you. And, we continue with our videos and reviews and stuff like that. But take care. Have a good night. And I'll see you again. And you know what? I really love this format. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do it every Friday, but I think I'm going to start working and doing more of this. And we can talk about whatever comes to mind and the new things that are popping up. So we're going to see. I'm going to do more of these live chats. Take care, my friends. God bless. Bye-bye.